What is good? My name is James Moore, and today we're going to be talking all about the Remedy story. So a lot of you may not know this, but we are actually 8 years old, which is pretty mad to think of. The fact that this brand I started as a kid is now doing the stuff we're doing, going the places we're going to, creating these mad products, meeting these cool people. And yeah, today I just want to talk all about the story, go into depth of it in terms of why I started doing what I was doing, why I love doing what I do, what I want to do, what I want to get out of the brand, what we're trying to achieve, and just anything exciting. And I feel like the platform we've got now is we're able to connect with our audience, we're able to resonate with them, we're able to talk on a level like this. So it's quite interesting. We're actually filming this also for my own podcast. So if you didn't know, you probably didn't know, I've got my own podcast. I'm going to link it in the description. It's called the Plain No James Podcast, where I literally just discuss everything business, fashion, mindset, and anything like that. But today, obviously, we're just filming on the Remedy YouTube channel, and I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. So yeah, turning 8 years old is pretty weird. It's weird the fact that I literally started this brand when I was a kid. I was 14 years of age, and now I've just turned 22. It's a mad reflection, because a lot of my life, if not everything in my life, has been this brand that you see. And obviously it's more than just a brand to me. It's my life. A lot of stuff's come with it, a lot of sacrifices, a lot of challenges, a lot of ups, downs. Like it's my life, and it's nice. And to be able to reflect and be able to, be in the position which I'm in today, to be able to talk and reflect about, these like hard times I've had and the good times, and just where we're going now with the brand is exciting, and I feel like it's going to add value. But yeah, starting the brand back in 2013 was, it was unheard of. It was really people who were starting clothing brands. It was kind of just a cool thing to do, it was still very niche. Nowadays it's very common. A lot of people have a brand. A lot of people, it's the lowest hanging fruit on a tree to start a clothing brand. Anyone can do that by, buying some t-shirts online and printing the logo and doing it. But, when we first started, it was very, 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 unheard of. But yeah, the story started as a kid. So me and my best friend at the time, there was two of us. We both started the brand, and yeah, it was literally just an idea we had. I think we were on FaceTime or something like that, or on Xbox or something, and we're just talking about, wouldn't it be cool to start a brand? Because we'd seen the brand Hype, which is they've always been like an inspiration to me. So they had their brand out there. Everyone knew about them. Ratchet Clothing. There was another one, Idol and Paradise. So all these like Facebook type brands were up and coming. Everyone was wearing them. It was all this like mad tie-dye stuff. So yeah, we started the brand by just basically getting inspiration from them, by seeing what they were doing, and just wanting to have our own cool brand. So starting that, it was based on the back of a lot of what was already happening in such a niche way. The challenges that came with that is we're two kids, the age of 14, who've got no idea, no experience with fashion, no experience with business, no money, nothing. So when you're starting this brand, you're going to have like challenges, and that was our biggest challenge. We had no money, no experience or anything. So that was funny to when we started it, but we did it because we thought it was cool, and it still is a cool brand now. We've been able to, I guess, maintain that cool exclusive element with it, and yeah, just thinking back on it, it's mad. So as you can imagine, starting a brand at 13, 14 years of age, the response you'd get from your peers in school would be absolutely, we got slaughtered. So walked into school after starting it, basically all we did was we made like a Facebook page. We talked about it on there. We said, right, we had no, better at this point when we did a Facebook page, we had no actual product. We had no product or anything. We pretty much, I think we had a logo, and we just had it on there on the Facebook page. Invited all our friends, told everyone to share this. Everyone was like, what's this? And I think this was on like a Sunday night or something like that. I think it was on a Sunday night, and then came to school on the Monday. Coming into the school on the Monday, everyone was like, what is this? What is this Remedy? What is this RMDY? What are you actually doing? What are you trying to do from this? And like people really were kind of, asking all these questions. What is this? What is this? Oh, it's shit. It's shit. I don't like the look of that. Oh, what the fuck? You're making a clothing brand? What? Like really like digging. So it was a bit like, oh shit, what have we made here? We're getting the piss taken out of us, and like we're not intending to do anything like that. We just want to make cool clothes. And it was weird at first, like getting a lot of like stick, but we kind of got used to it. But it was funny. We were actually called Remedy. So even nowadays, I still speak about the brand. I call it Remedy, but officially, it's RMDY. So the story about the name, which is quite funny. We originally called it Remedy. So it was, I think we were in business class at the time, and we were studying all about trademarks and just general business names. And this was a few weeks before actually launching the brand. It wasn't a launch or anything like that. Before actually starting the brand, we'd already we'd thought of this cool name, Remedy. We thought Remedy, yeah, Remedy's cool. Remedy looks like cool on a t-shirt, like the word Remedy in like a nice scribbly font looks cool. So that's what we decided on, Remedy. Anyway, when we launched the brand, we were called Remedy Clothing. Following on that first day back in school, all our peers had already learned about trademarks and stuff like that and businesses, and they knew like what to search for with businesses who had the same name. Anyway, this kid comes to me and he said, "Oh, by the way, did you know that there's already a company called Remedy Clothing?" I was like, "What? Nah, there's not. I've done my research. Like, believe me, I know." He's like, no, look. So we went on the school computers, and he said, "Oh, look, there's a company in America called Remedy Clothing." And I was thinking, fuck, like, I've made this brand called Remedy Clothing. Oh no, I can't even use the name Remedy. What am I going to do? Anyway, back to the drawing board. Literally, I think it was the simplest thing we could have done. We just dropped the two E's from Remedy. So now it's RMDY. So it's missing, literally, it still means Remedy, but it's missing the E's. And I think that looks, in my eyes, it looks better on a t-shirt, the word RMDY, but the meaning is still there. Obviously, the meaning of Remedy flows through what RMDY means, and it goes through it. So yeah, launching the products. So after we'd obviously sorted out the whole name situation, back to the drawing board, we're like, right, how can we make a sick logo? Because the logo we had at the moment, which you'll see on the screen now, this is the logo we started with, the first logo we started with, which was like I don't even know what font it was. It was literally just kind of a basic font with like a squiggly type font, just saying the word Remedy. I think it said clothing established 2013, or it might have even been in like a Roman numerals, like the MMXIV. And I don't I look back now and I think, well, that makes no sense. But redesigning the logo for the RMDY, we thought, how can we make this, how can we still keep this swirly logo but kind of make it just look better? Because RMDY now, it's like a block, like an R, M, D and a Y. But when it's Remedy's like a word. So we didn't want to do two. When you're on Word and you're typing away, and if you do like I can't remember the font, for example. If you use a font which is like a swirly one and you do all in capitals, it looks weird. So we wanted to use the swirly but have like block text. So you'll see that on the screen now we changed from this to this. So it went from the swirly, but then we also kept the swirly, and then it just had the block MDY with the full stop. The full stop was it's a weird one. The full stop was something we just had. It just kind of like ended the word RMDY, end of sentence, or RMDY, and it's like a statement. So that was kind of where we were coming from with the full stop. Obviously we've had numerous logos across the entirety of the 8 years, but we've always kept the full stop. And obviously, I'll dive into it later, but we actually changed it from the full stop to a plus. But I'll talk all about that later. But yeah, once we did the logo, sorted out the logo, product, but sourcing a product when like I say, when you've got no experience or you have no clue in terms of what you're doing, is fucking hard. It's like, it's pretty much, we had no idea where we were going. We were on Google. We were like, I think I was on like some Chinese websites trying to source some stuff. I had no idea where to go. And then finding out where and like how to get products and stuff like that, it was kind of, where do I go from here? What do I look for? So luckily, this was, I guess this is what you do when you do research on anything and you dive deep into it. There was actually a supplier who supplied us with t-shirts, hoodies, jackets, caps, beanies, all sorts, and they were literally like 5 minutes down the road from us. So, but we didn't know this, and it was literally, we found this company online. They were like, I think they've actually gone bust now. Don't really want to say their name. So for example, they were called T-shirt World for You, something like that, and they weren't. But we found them and we got in touch with them. We're like, yeah, we want to order. I think our order. We actually had a budget, so we actually had a budget for the T-shirts. I think it was. I might as well just get it up on here. We had a budget which was £60, so we wanted to get 30. We wanted to get 10. I'm reading this now, so you can see on the screen what I'm reading. We had a budget of £60, £30 for tees times 10, budget left 30, £20 for printing, budget 10, half 10, 5 each, sell 10, make 125, 100 for bud, get 65 left, half each, £5 leaves us with £37. Right, so just reading that, I have no clue what maths or whoever, what the hell this is, but we had a budget. I don't even I can't even explain that. Looking back on this is like some dodgy accounting. Yeah, we found this company online. We were like, right, we want 10 t-shirts. We want to get burgundy and we want to get blue. Anyway, they said to us, they were like, oh, we've got, I don't know, 7 burgundy t-shirts in, and we've got 3 we've got 3 dark blue, royal blue t-shirts in. We're like, yeah, cool, we'll get them. Like, how much? I can't remember exactly, but this must be after having the conversation with them, our budget, which seems okay. I mean, we've got the fundamentals right there, but what was cool about that is we placed the order with them, and we were like, right, how do we pay? They were like, oh, we'll send an invoice to you. I was like, an invoice? I was like, what the fuck? Like, I've never heard of an invoice. I don't know what an invoice is. I've actually heard of them, and they're quite like, I didn't know what they were. Anyway, they're like, yeah, we'll send you an invoice to your address, your registered business office, and you can then pay us. You have 30-day payment scheme and all. I was like, I've never heard of this stuff. So like, from a young age, I've been, I threw myself in the deep end, and trying to learn about it. But what was funny, we were like, yeah, sure, we will. This is our registered. We just made up some our fucking home address. And I was like, yeah, this is our registered office, and like all this like load of rubbish. We're a limited company. We weren't limited at all. We were this, that, and the other. And I thought it's quite funny. But they said to us, right, we actually offer a collection service. Because they said, oh, we've seen your address, and you're actually 5-10 minutes down the road from us. I was like, wow. So that we've actually found a supplier, 1. And 2, they're down the road from us, they're 5-10 minutes away. So isn't that like ka-ching? Isn't that boom? Like, we've actually found a supplier which is close to us. We don't have to wait for it to be posted. We can actually go in there, meet them, get to know them, and that. And I think that was quite cool. So finding them, that was quite sick. Anyway, with the products, so the first t-shirts, they were the burgundy, as I mentioned before, the burgundy and the blue. Anyway, they when they gave us the order, they completed the order. Which we went for a simple t-shirt. We still had I think they were Fruit of the Loom t-shirts, and we still had the neck labels in. We still left them like that. And when we got them, they gave them us in like a bag. So it was like a shop. I think it was a uniform shop who also did like workwear and stuff. That was the link. They gave it us in a bag, and then anyway, I got back, opened it all up, and we'd ordered, I think it was 7 burgundy t-shirts and 3 royal blue t-shirts. I think there was like 1. We knew the burgundy would sell because back then burgundy was like really popular. So we thought, we'll try the blue. It looks cool. And that was it. And 2 hats as well. So 2 beanie hats with the same logo on. And when we opened the bag up, there was actually 5 blue. So there was 7 burgundy and 5 blue, but they'd only charged us for the 3. So we're like, result, like, yes, so we've got, an extra 2 t-shirts. That's like, well, looking at this budget thing, I would tell you how much it is, but I'm trying to work this out. I couldn't tell you. So obviously it was like a nice little, 2 t-shirts, they put it in. Obviously I felt bad, but so yeah, obviously we got that. So we had the 2 t-shirts there, and then, we thought, right, we've got the products now. Like, what do we do? How do we take photos of these? What are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to kind of take the photos. Who's going to be the model? We had no models or anything like that. So it was literally, with these t-shirts, it was kind of literally just either put them on a lay flat or put them on us. So it was then lay flat, kind of like some mad weird type lay flat. So yeah, literally the postman's just rocked up. So I'll go see him. So yeah, apologies for that. The postman came and he was asking what we were doing, so I obviously had to fill him in. So yeah, with having the products, we had the products in our hand. We could actually feel them, touch them, rather than some kind of, you'll see it on the screen, but rather than some little sketch where we start talking. Well, you can actually see it. But having it in person, it enabled us to obviously take photos, do videos of it. But they weren't on any like models. They were literally just on ourselves. So it was like a headless photo. You could literally just see it on the screen now. You can see me. You can't tell it's me, but me, like the bottom half, just showing the t-shirt, and put them on Facebook, put them online. I think, did we have a website live? I can't remember if we did. I think we did. I think it was a Big Cartel. So if anyone who knows Big Cartel, they're like the old school equivalent of like what Shopify used to be. So back in the day, it was like every brand was on Big Cartel. Every big brand back in 2013, 2014 was on Big Cartel because of how cheap it was, how easily accessible it was, and just how good it was. So our website was on there. I don't even think we had a domain. So I think if you ever wanted to go on our website, it would be rmdyclothing.bigcartel.com. I can't remember, but so yeah, products all in hand. Started advertising them on Facebook, just doing like photos, just saying, we've got this product in, blah blah blah. To be fair, a lot of people, like the majority, if not all of our customers, were either family members or people from school. So a lot of people from school, the ones who didn't take the piss, the ones who didn't who weren't asked, who like we were supportive and like friendly to me, they were the ones who ordered from us. So I remember actually selling the first like t-shirt. It was I can't remember when it was. I can't remember exactly where it was, but I remember giving it to the guy and then being like, yeah mate, it's £10. We used to sell them for £10. So it was like the first order, it was like shit, like boom, gone. And then since then, from there, it was literally just I think, yeah, it was all just like local people who like could see the brand and knew what me and my best mate at the time were doing, what we were selling. Eventually, obviously, we got set up on a website. We got more products. So as you can see on the screen, we went down the route of tie dyeing. So let me get this up. So tie dyeing is a messy process, like fucking all sorts of colours. You get it all over your hand, you get it all over the floor, all over your clothes. It's a nightmare. But because that was so popular with the whole, ratchet, with the hype, like all stuff like that, we wanted to get involved. Apologies. We wanted to get involved in the whole tie dyeing scene. So we had these pinky blue. I don't even know what you call them. They're like a pinky blue, purpley like tie dye piece. And I thought they were sick. Like genuinely, they were like sick. They were the first fully. They weren't just like a blank t-shirt we'd bought. Obviously, they were a blank t-shirt we'd bought, but we'd customized it. We'd had another new logo added onto that, which you will see. In the space of that year, we had 3 different logos. By the way, we had this one, so like the squiggly one. Then we had this other random one. I don't even know what the hell it is. It's like a massive R with like squiggly writing. We had that one, and then we had our logo, which we have now. This one, which is kind of mad. We've had the same logo for 8 years, but we've adapted. So yeah, the tie-dye process was absolutely fucking like so much involved in it in terms of like doing the work, the process involved. But it was cool. It was appreciated by a lot of people because they thought, hang on, that you can't actually buy this t-shirt from anywhere else, because the whole tie-dye process is unique, and it helped us sell. I remember running, after the brand was established a little bit more, still 2013, we ran a competition on Facebook. It was like a face of Remedy. Who's going to be the next face of Remedy? And this girl, I'd never met her before. She was literally just like this online girl who entered the competition. So, like, we were having people from all over. Like, bear in mind, we're based in Mold, yeah, this small town, and we're having people enter this competition from friggin' Devon, London, Scotland, all over the UK. I always wondered back how people heard about us, but what it was basically we were paying. This is the start of what we would have assumed like an influencer marketing would be. So, the traditional influencer marketing now is they wear the hoodie, they wear the tee, and they'd shout about it on their Instagram page and just say blah blah blah. But when we were doing it, it was so one, so cheap, and two, like, so underground. Basically, how we would do it is everything I talk about, by the way, for who's listening on audio only, if you want to see any of the pictures or more description of what I'm actually talking about, you're gonna have to go over to our YouTube channel. So we'd pay influencers. I think I paid a guy £30, and he had 150,000 followers on Facebook. So Facebook famous people back in the day, they were like the people who had all the funny videos, who were just funny people, like Will McGuinness, Tommy McCann, someone like that. All these like famous people, who were like big on Facebook at the time. I paid this guy, Will McGuinness, £30 to advertise the brand. So he'd put a story up. He'd put an actual status. This feels old. He'd actually put a fucking Facebook status up and say, I will add the next 30 of you who go over and like Remedy's page. So I remember he did that, and I swear down, the phone, I think I had an iPod at the time, and it was literally blah blah blah, blah, liked your photo, it liked your page, like this, like that, and all the likes were coming through like that. It was mad. It would literally be, he'd post about it, and within 5 seconds you'd have at least, like, within literally no word of a lie, in 5 seconds you'd have 10 people literally liking that straight away. And then I think it was like easily like 1,000 or so in the whole process, which was mad. And believe me, that I look back at that and I think, fuck, I wish I played on that better. I wish I invested more money into that, £30 reach, because that was when Facebook wouldn't limit your reach. So nowadays they limit your reach in terms of how many people you can reach. So back then I wish I invested more money. But back to the face of Remedy. These are like people all over the internet found out about us. They were sharing the photos. Some of the photos, I look back and I think some of these people, they were taking literally selfies of them, like the proper, like, we've all done it where we take a selfie with like a proper tryhard, like a proper like pouting, chiseled jawline, sucked in, friggin' all this. So we're taking all photos like that, and we'd look back at them and we'd all be like, we'd be thinking, right, would they be a good model, would they not? And we'd had tons and tons and tons of people entering in. And if it even have like some of my fucking like people from school saying like, oh yeah, I want to be a model for Remedy. I'd be like, yeah, cool, well, join the queue, you got to apply like everyone else. And obviously they did in that, and it's quite humorous now to look back. But anyway, this one girl applied. Like, I would obviously never met her, never heard of her, never knew who she was. She just applied. I think she messaged and said, hey, I want to enter the competition to be the face of your brand. Here's some photos I've took in your product. So this girl had obviously bought a tie-dye t-shirt from us. Never heard of her before. So this is a random girl who bought from our website. Obviously, I would have known who it was, because we were probably selling like one t-shirt a week. You know what I mean? So I could easily have told you who it was. But anyway, she said, oh, I've got some photos here. My boyfriend's a photographer, so here's some photos we took. And literally she sent them through. And bearing in mind, I was like 14 at the time, and when she sent them, I was like, Jesus Christ, like, one, she's cool, she looked really cool, she had like this nice like blonde flowing hair, she was like really cool. Two, she was wearing the product. And three, she was like sick, she was just like just cool as fuck. And I was like, mate, I said to my guy at the time, I was thinking, I think we found the winner. But anyway, obviously to keep it fair, we literally just carried on with the competition, and how to win the competition would be who can get the most likes. I think it was who can get the most likes. Anyway, everyone else was probably getting like, I don't know, 50, 60 likes. She came on and it was like 350 likes. Boom, in like that. I was like, yeah, I think we found our model. I think we found our future model, which is cool. So obviously found her. So then it opened the doors up for other audiences in terms of female market, where if you know us now, we don't actually sell specific female products, which is kind of weird because we have such a big female following in terms of female audience. A lot of girls will literally rock the hoodies, the fleeces. The girls love, honestly, it's mad. But it just opened the doors up for us, and the fact that this girl never met, it was kind of a big feeling for us. It was like, oh, cool, like people on the internet obviously appreciate what we're doing. So we then obviously sent her more stuff, got more photos, started using them on the website, and then it just helped build somewhat of a, like, rather than just seeing a picture on the floor, you get to see the product, what it looks like on, especially on a, on a cool person. So that was cool. But yeah, I've always had the mick taken out of me, and just let it phase me. I haven't let it phase me. But yeah, with the brand, obviously, like I mentioned before, there was two of us at the time, me and my best mate at the time. I started the brand, but as we got older, I say older, as we kind of just embarked on the journey, he decided to leave the brand basically, and I've took it from then, and I've put everything into it, all my focus, all my energy and everything, and it's been able to get us to where we are today. But the good thing is obviously we're still friends, which is cool, so there's nothing like that. It just didn't work out. But it's been a lonely journey, to say the least. It's been this is, like I mentioned before, this has been my life for the last 8 years. So imagine like doing something for 8 years straight. It's like being with a partner. You're there with them for 8 years straight, and like you learn everything about them, you learn everything, and you're so involved in it. So I am so involved in this. This is my life. This is everything. And to do it all on my own, I say all on my own. Obviously, I've got the fucking coolest and best people around me, but it's still all in here. Like, a lot of it is, mental on my own. But I love doing what I do, so I'm very fortunate. And the fact that I have had a lot of setbacks, like, have I had any setbacks? Yeah, I have had setbacks. I've had setbacks where I've been scammed, products have come in and they're wrong, and like we've had to send them back, and they're like, when I say wrong, completely wrong, and I've already sold them to people, and it's been crazy. And the lessons I've learned over the last 8 years, it's just been fantastic, and obviously I can't wait to just keep pushing the brand out there. So yeah, with being in school still, between the years 2014, 2015, it was just like this thing I always did. So it was never the full business. I still used to like absolutely, if anyone knew me, they knew I used to smash Xbox. Xbox was my fucking, I used to love Xbox. So like I was still doing Remedy, but it was on the side. Nothing, in your face. You didn't know it was, you knew I was doing it, but you wouldn't know it, like it was like my life. You know what I mean? So yeah, I was doing that on the side. Orders now, obviously the website was all set up. We were reaching people. Same again, we were still paying these influencers, Facebook famous people, like I think it was like £5 a status. It was ridiculously cheap, and I remember at the time I was thinking, wow, £5 to pay this guy, this is a lot of money, this. But that's the mentality I've always had, is like you have to be careful with like where you're spending your money, because obviously I wouldn't take a risk and spend a lot of money on stuff which I don't think it's going to work. But yeah, I think from a young age I've always been not tight, but very calculated in terms of where I'm going and what I'm spending my money on. But the orders were coming in, so like I'm just looking at the photos now, having you can see it on the screen now, this is my bedroom. So I used to lay out all the orders on the floor after picking them up from the local shop to me. I still use them for about the local shop, I say local shop, but the shop of where I used to buy the blanks from, who then used to print them for me. I used to buy them until they went bust, and I think they went bust about 2014, end of 2015, end of 2014, early 2015. So obviously that was a kick in the teeth, but it's all about adaptation. We adapted. I'll get onto that in a minute. But yeah, looking at the photo now, that was my warehouse. So if any customer would email us and say, hi, I haven't received my order, I would reply, right, okay. So I'd be thinking, fuck, like, shit, why has this guy not got his order? Like, I've sent it, because we were pretty quick. It would be kind of a case of someone would order from us, I'd write an email, or I think I'd ring them up. I think the girl's name, I think her name was Tracy or something like that. I'd be like, hi Tracy, James from RMDY Clothing. I want to place another order for a burgundy tea. Obviously, we were doing it one to order, and she already knew that. She knew, like, I was a kid starting off, and she wasn't really bothered. So, would literally just order the one piece, get it in. It'd probably take a few days, and then because it was down the road from my school, I'd say to my dad, "Oh, can you pick me up from school? And like on the way home, can we go to the shop and pick up bits?" So, if a customer would email me and be like, "Right, yes, the order is actually getting picked in our warehouse right now." The warehouse, as you can see on the screen, was my bed. All the orders would be laid on the floor in terms of, you know, what's going where. I remember I would actually download off. I don't think we had a print. I'm sure we had a printer at home. I can't actually remember, but basically, this is like I guess it's the hustler's mentality of somewhat. In school, printing, you used to have an account on the school, you used to have like a login, and you could print paper, like print any schoolwork you've got out, but I think it was for free. It was for free, because what I used to do is, I used to have a USB pen from home, and I'd download the orders and address labels of where they were going, so it'd be, say this was going to, I don't know, London or whatever, this parcel, I'd download it at home on my computer, take it on the USB pen, put it into the school computer, and print it off on the school on school printers, because it was free, and just little things like that. It was, and then I bring it home, package it all up, and send it off to the post office. But like, looking again, our stock, it obviously started to get a little bit better. We tested a few different products, but if you, as you can see in the photo, there's always been a kind of like a fun, like young-ish element to it. We've always been kind of on trend. We've always been quite cool, and you know, obviously looking at the clothes on there now on the screen, I would never wear them products now. I wouldn't wear them products now, and our audience wouldn't wear them products, because that was just kind of like, back then it was like, yeah, that was cool to have the big, you know, I don't even know what you'd call it, like a multi-galaxy cat print all over on your t-shirt. You wouldn't wear that now, but like we adapted, and yeah, it's cool. It was cool, and that was our space. But literally, I remember what my room was. Literally, imagine just a bed, imagine a carpet with all the orders on, and then imagine like this friggin', probably the size of this table, of a rack. So it had like 4 or 5 layers on, and it'd be like t-shirts, hats, boxes, stock. Like literally, that was my stock. I was proud of that. I was so proud to be like, yo, I've got my own shelf now. I've got my own little books, like where I'd keep all my like logo designs on, my flyers on. Like literally, I had everything on, and I was proud of it. I've always been proud, and I think that's so important to be. You know, obviously, I look back now and I think, for some of them products, like, Jesus, you look back and you think, wow, I never would wear them now, but back then, proud as fuck, literally. So while being in school still, I would say probably 2015 was, I don't think there was anything going on for Remedy. And literally, we're still doing it. Obviously, I've always been doing it, but there's nothing that stands out in my mind. It was literally just a case of, I stayed in school. It was the last year of high school, so it was going on to sixth form. So it was still, you know, I think, to be fair, I think my main like focus was pretty much getting my exams out of the way and then gonna focus on Remedy. But what I always remember, and looking back on it, it is literally the reason why I do what I do today. Is I remember I was doing my we had to do a science exam, so obviously like your GCSEs or whatever, and I remember we do the revision, so I had to do a revision at home, so I'd have to revise all like the stuff for the exams or whatever. And I remember coming across this guy on YouTube called Lewis Morgan. So Lewis Morgan, as you probably know, he actually founded Gymshark. So I remember watching his video, and he did a video which he's actually deleted now, because I tried to find it, but he's deleted it. It was him. He was just talking about, like, you know, how he made money online, how he was making money when he was younger, how he was literally getting paid to go to sleep, as weird as that sounds. And I'm watching that in an exam, and I remember finding him on Instagram, and I remember seeing all these cars he had, and I remember seeing the places he was going, and you know what he was doing with his brand. And I remember thinking, oh my god, I just want that. I want that. And I remember sat there, and I had all the revision notes up on my computer, and I was looking at like all this stuff on my phone. I was thinking, wow, this is, imagine being able to create a brand which adds value to people and like create this cool like life from it, and not be able to worry about an exam and not be able to be held, accountable for, how well or how good you did in an exam. And I thought all that, and I was like, wow, I've got the fundamentals there. I've got this razor sharp mindset of like determination and focus, and I've got this brand which I believe I can put out there and add value. So, seeing that from a young age, it literally, I think that was like a light bulb switch. I'd also see like, represent George Heaton, Mike. I'd see their Instagrams, and it'd be like them working till like 3 o'clock in the morning in their little warehouse, and I'd be like, I want this life. I want this. I want to be working the late hours. I want to be working the long hours. I want to be putting myself out there. I don't care what it costs or how I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. I think, like 2015, that there was nothing other than that which I can think of in terms of like actual, wanting to get to that level of them. And obviously I'm not at that level with them now, but even like still the back of my mind is them thoughts I used to have as a kid of wanting to, do this full time, focus on this, earn a living from this, travel the world from this, meet cool people, go exciting places, create cool products, build a community. That's always been in my mind ever since I was a kid, man. So it like I was saying before, it's been my whole life, and to be able to, grow with it and just, it's just exciting. Obviously after finishing high school, everyone makes their choices. Are they going to go to high school? Are they going to go to sixth form? Are they going to go to a full-time job? I was always in the mind of like, oh, I'm just going to go to sixth form because I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I want to do. I always wanted to be a banker. I think it was literally after seeing The Wolf of Wall Street, I was like, yeah. Imagine this, obviously not the freaking, like the whole like madness they caused, but like the whole like rogue lifestyle I thought was a bit mad, but I thought it was quite cool. So I wanted to be a banker for some reason. Making that choice obviously in sixth form was literally, I had no clue. I can't even remember. I think I lied to get onto an economics course. I think I said my GCSE in maths was like an A or a B, and in reality I got a C, which is quite funny because like everything in the business now is number related. But sixth form, that was quite cool. I would say because we have a lot of people who obviously, I guess, say they're inspired by what Remedy do, and they're at the age of between like 15, 16, and they're unsure whether to go down the route of sixth form or go into a job, get experience. I would always say go to sixth form in terms of getting experience in like it's kind of discipline, because the fact is you don't need to be there at all. Like it's a social as well, but the whole fact that you don't need to be there is just a case of getting you into that mindset of like, right, well, if I had a full-time job, you don't have to go there. If you don't go, you ain't getting paid. And I guess same with sixth form. I think one of my teachers said to me, if you're not here, like he said, like I'm still getting paid, but you're not going to learn to eventually get paid. Obviously sixth form was never going to, like university was never going to be the route for me, but the whole like discipline mindset, I guess it made sense to me. So going there, that was sick. I changed the whole plan with Remedy. So I was, alongside obviously being in school and that, I was fortunate obviously to get a job in a sportswear shop, and I would say that was probably another pivotal moment for us in terms of like how we're producing products, the product choices we were getting. Working in that sports shop, hands down, other than Remedy, best job I've ever had. Unbelievable, like so fun. It was literally just like, obviously I was on minimum wage. I didn't really care about the money. I wasn't bothered. It was just the fact that I had a job. I was able to print my t-shirts there. So they used to have a t-shirt printing machine. So I was able to actually print my own garments in there. And they allowed me to literally, as long as I did the work for them, they said, right, you can do your stuff. We'll help you do your stuff. We'll do it you for really cheap, and we'll help you. It's all there for you. Perfect. So doing all that, ideal. The process would be, I'd be in sixth form, which was in a place called Mould. Very, very small, like the town is tiny. So being sixth form in the high school, or sixth form, it was a sixth form high school, same thing. I'd go, if an order came in, I'd still be doing it to order. So I'd go from sixth form, used to have free lessons, or you used to have like lunch times and that, from my free lessons all the way into town where the sports shop was, place my order, get the order from there, get it printed, packed, sewn, all sorts, and all done, and taken to the post office and sent off. So it'd be like a little process. So it'd be literally like all sorts going on in this mall, and like all my boys would say to me in my freeze, where are you going? I'm like, oh, just going to sort something out, and I'd be like hidden, I'd be gone. I remember one time, man, this is when I think back to how much I've always wanted to put into Remedy, and when I thought back of what I'm willing to do for the brand and how much I'm willing to give and what I'm wanting to achieve. And I remember thinking, looking back, basically another supplier I had was in like a place called Chester, so it's the nearest city-ish to us, and it's from Mould, it was probably on a bus, probably at least for 30 to 45 minutes on a bus. It was long. Anyway, I got to the point in sixth form where I was thinking, right, just fuck it. I love my brand. I don't even care. I'm not bothered anymore. I'm just gonna go for Remedy, put everything into it, whatever. Jumped on the bus, went all the way from Mould to Chester, in one of my frees, to this random suppliers in this random industrial estate I've never ever been to in my life. I said, oh, can you tell me where this is? Blah, blah, blah. The guy was like, got no clue. It's in this area. Dropped me off in this random bus stop. I get out, literally look up in the sky. Rain, yeah. Fucking coming down. Bam, bam, bam. I'm there like, oh my God, I've got my fucking school bag on. I'm literally getting absolutely drenched. So I'm thinking, shit, what am I going to do now? So I start running off my phone. My phone had like, I think, I can't remember what phone it was, but the maps on the old Apple phones are absolute trash. So it was saying, take a left and go round a roundabout. I was like, I'm not a car. So I started running to this retailer who would obviously I could buy blanks from. Started running there, absolutely drenched. I can remember it now, and I can feel it, and I know exactly how I felt. I've honestly, when I was running, getting covered in rain and that, I was dripping. I said to myself, I fucking love this. Like, this is a weird feeling. This is like, I might sound weird, but like, I actually love this because it's like part of the process, it's part of the journey. And I remember thinking back then, I was like, oh my God, this is funny. Imagine if I reflect back on this in 5 years' time, thinking, oh my God, I was able to, I didn't give a fuck when this was happening. And yeah, literally, I was absolutely soaked. Got my stuff from the supplier, big ass box, come back to the bus stop, and I'm like waiting for the bus, and then the bus doesn't turn up. So I'm standing there in like, there's not even a bus stop, it's literally a post with a little flag on saying bus. So I see this burger van, and I go stand underneath the burger van, and I'm looking at the woman, I'm thinking, I've got no money because I've literally just paid, like, I think the bus was like £4. I've just paid £4 for my bus. I've got no money, I can't even buy anything. He's like, oh, it's okay, love. Here's a cup of tea on me. I was like, oh, thank you. Like, I think back to little times like that where I was so young and kind of really like, because I wasn't even 18 then. I was 16 then, about 16 at the time. Because obviously I didn't drive. So yeah, being 16 and to be able to doing things like that, it was kind of just like, yeah, like I'm willing to do whatever. And then yeah, the whole process was kind of fun. Putting the brand out there. Still, again, nothing significant. I was just literally, I would say they were my like premature days of just finding, what I want to do with Remedy, where I want to take it, and how I want to grow it. And I think 2016, end of 2016, early 2017, you'll see it on the screen now. Orders were kind of coming in pretty decent. I would say it was a decent level. I can't remember numbers, but we were getting orders in quite a lot. I was taking photos of all my stuff, getting manufactured. I actually was just involved in the process, very hands-on, in terms of like the whole, buying the product, printing it, packaging it, all that. And to then eventually, I think 2016, I think it was just, like I say, premature days, just learning a lot more hands-on about the product, the business, and kind of the route I wanted to take it. So 2017, moving on to that was, I would say, hands down, one of my, obviously every year, I've loved every single year that I've been in business, I say, but 2017 really stands out to me because it was kind of like the not overnight success, but like the kind of the moment where we started to kind of like really accelerate in terms of what we were doing. So I think it was February 2017, and we're seeing all these companies online doing influencer marketing. I mentioned it earlier, but this was kind of a more product focused. This was kind of a more famous face involved in people's brands. So I saw, I typed in on Instagram, what I did was, back in the day, Geordie Shore was like, pretty much every young lad was like, yeah, I might, like, this was 2017, so early 2017, every young lad was like, yeah, all the Geordie lads are sick, they wear nice clothes, they're cool as fuck. And I thought, right, I know what's cool, and I know who's cool, I'm going to get my products on these cool people. So I reached out to this guy who I'm still very good friends with today, this guy called Joel. He used to run all the agents, he still does, he used to run all the celebrities, such as the reality stars like Aaron Chalmers, Gary Beadle, Scott, all them, like all the Geordie lads. And reached out to him, I rang him up, and I was like, hi mate, I've got a brand here, I want to get my brand on one of your clients, Aaron. And he was like, yeah, no problem. This is something we can do. We can talk about it. We can definitely do it. He started asking me all these questions like, are you VAT registered? Are you a limited company? Are you this, that, and the other? I'm like, no. And then like I could have lied, and I could have said, yeah, with this big company, blah blah blah. But I was straight up honest, and I said, listen, I'm still in high school, sixth form. I'm still, early days of my brand. Like, I've never done this before, but I really want to do it. And fair play to him, he pretty much guided me by the hand, and he was like, look, obviously it is going to be quite expensive, but I want to help you out here, and I can see obviously you're a young lad, you're hungry for it, you're motivated, and you've got a good product, so I'm gonna help you out with this. I'm gonna help you as much as I can in terms of getting a good deal, a little bit extras and stuff like that. And I thought that was great of him. So it come to sorting out that deal. So the deal we come to an agreement on was 6 posts from Aaron. So you'll see him on the screen now. Like, there was one of him in the green t-shirt, in the hoodies, in the caps, in the performance stuff. So like we had like a mini. He took all the photos. I never met him at this point. He took all the photos, and he put them all on his socials, and he would tag Remedy. So he'd say, loving my new hat, loving my new loving my new t-shirt, all from the brand Remedy, go follow him. And like that would be a case of genuinely overnight, I guess you'd have at least 30 orders in overnight. And 30 orders overnight for a brand who would probably do 30 orders every 2 weeks, it was like, oh my god, this is crazy. And I always remember my dad saying to me, he said, he's like, mate, he goes, you can change your brand, you can put yourself out there if you just go for this, because the cost of it was very expensive. And I just thought, fuck it, like I'm young, the thing is I got no responsibilities, I wasn't bothered, and I was willing to do it. And obviously I knew it was going to work, because after the first one I was like, mate, let's do more of this, let's do more and more and more. So doing that and putting the brand out there, getting him on there whilst I was still in school. I was also actually, how I funded it is pretty funny. Obviously I funded it through Remedy, any money we'd have from that, any profit. I was still working in the sportswear shop. I think I was doing one Saturday every week, so that would be like 30 quid a day. Then I was working in Iceland also, which back then was actually really good money when I was working back there. So I had like the money coming in, I had the money, no problem. But the only thing I didn't have was time. I was actually a headless chicken, like running around everywhere. I'd go from sixth form to the post office in Mould, then I'd go all the way to the sportswear shop to pick up my stuff, and then I'd go into Iceland. Like, it was fucking crazy. And I remember the day after, I think it was a Sunday night at 8 o'clock, Aaron did the post. The reaction from obviously the sales of doing well, I had no clue. I had no stock, because obviously I didn't know how it was going to be like this. I thought just get a few orders, get people involved in the brand and that. But that many orders, I'm ringing up my suppliers and saying, yo, I need these, I need that, I've got none of them. And then they're saying, oh, there's a shortage on them. I'm like, oh my god, I've took all of these orders and I've got no stock for them. What am I going to do? Obviously there's always a solution for anything. Obviously I sorted it all out, got the stuff, but then what good was the stuff having a random brand label in? So I learned how to sew. So it was friggin' mad to think of. There was a tailor who lived down the road, who worked down the road from the sixth form, which I went to, knocked on her door. I was like, listen, I don't know you and you don't know me, but I need your help. She was like, yes, can I help? I was like, listen, I've got this brand, blah, blah, blah. I've got these labels. So, the labels that we have in the back of our clothes. Basically, because I was still buying blanks. I said to her, look, I need you to put these in for me. I've got that many orders. I don't know what to do. She was like, oh, fine, yeah. Anyway, legend. Sorted it all out, got us all the labels. So then I built up a relationship with her, built a process there, whereas normally I literally just would cut the tab out. So it'd literally have a t-shirt but with no labeling. And I think, obviously, I know some brands who still do that now, and I think, yeah, it's okay to a certain extent, but when you want to progress your brand, you can't be sending shit out like with no labels in. You have to do it properly. Have your size label in, have your wash care label and your branded label. Just looks better. And I thought people are learning about this RMDY brand from this Aaron guy. Obviously, he's a reputable face, so it's got to look good. So she was fine with doing them for a bit. I think it was literally a couple of months of her doing the stuff, and she eventually said to me, you're going to either need to go elsewhere or give some of your stuff elsewhere because I can't manage with all this, or I will teach you how to sew. I thought, all right then, yeah, teach me how to sew. Never done it before. I thought, oh, what, can't be that hard, what, just sewing a few bits in. I couldn't have been more wrong, man. It was to learn to sew at the ages of 17 at a time, 17 where most lads are learning to, I don't know, learning about football, learning about like the more mature stuff. I was learning about sewing, so it wasn't like a cool thing, but I knew I had to do it, otherwise people weren't going to get their goods properly. So yeah, learning how to sew, and I think that skill for me has been a skill which I'm really proud of, because the fact that I taught myself it, I took it upon myself to learn. I had no choice. To just learn how to sew, and just it was weird, but I still do it now. I know how to sew. I've made a few one-off pieces and stuff like that, and yeah, just it's a skill, I guess. It's just been able to be transferred. I've been able to teach people how to sew. People who work for me, there's two of them who know how to sew now because I've been able to transfer them skills, and yeah, it's pretty cool. The pivotal moment, I say like pivotal, but 2017 was actually leaving my full-time job and leaving sixth form. So I left sixth form first. So leaving sixth form, or I wouldn't say, I guess you could say I dropped out. I would say I probably dropped out. Basically was the fact that all these orders were coming in, and it was like crazy. It went from probably, like I say, 30 orders every 2 weeks to like we're probably getting like, I don't know, 100 orders a week. Like this is pretty heavy on the orders. I was like, Jesus Christ, is a lot of orders. So obviously I was still in school at this point, and I'm thinking, right, how am I supposed to manage, like growing up, how am I supposed to manage going to sixth form? How am I supposed to manage a full-time job, a full-time part-time job? Like I just can't do it. So I said to the teacher, they pulled me in, my form tutor, and he was like, your attendance is pretty shocking. What have you got a reason for this? What's going on? And I said, oh, that clothing brand I'm doing, it's going really well, sir. Like it's really popping off. And he's like, listen, got no excuses. You need to be here. Blah blah blah. Learn. And I was like, fuck off. You know what I mean? Rather than encouraging me, because obviously academically it probably wasn't the best, but rather than encouraging me and being like, do you know what? Yeah, maybe you can balance it better. It wasn't like that. It was just literally do this, do that. And I was like, right, whatever. Anyway, a teacher in the sixth form who used to teach me this one of my lessons, she pulled me in for a chat. She said, look, I can really see your work slacking. What's happening? You're hardly here. You're here for like 1 day a week. What's going on? And I just literally explained it to her. I said, look, that clothing brand I'm doing, that whole clothing thing, and what I'm doing, it's doing really well. She's like, yeah, I have seen. I was like, yes. She's like, yeah, I have seen. And what are you gonna do? Are you gonna make she said, I always remember this, yeah, and I thought this was a cool moment, and like big up to her, because like for her to say like this, I thought it was fucking like fantastic. She looked at me dead in the eye. We looked at each other, and she went, you need to make this decision now, whether you carry on focusing on your schoolwork or you focus on your brand. And looked at me dead in the eye, and it was like a really like a tense conversation. I remember exactly where I was. Looked at me dead in the eye, and I said, I said, no, she went, I think I know what you're going to choose. I was like, yeah, I know what I'm going to pick. I was like, I'm going to focus on my brand. And I looked at her dead in the eye and I said that with confidence with my chest. And she was like, well, I appreciate that. And she was like, I know you'll do it. And when she said that, it was actually like, yeah, let's go. Let's put my foot down all the way and let's just go and take Remedy out there. So literally like that, I had the conversation with her. But she, obviously it was a little longer than that. She basically said, just maybe come into your exams because your exams are like 4 or 5 months away. You may as well get them done. So then, this is what I hate, yeah. They would say, worst case, if anything happens, you've got these to fall back on. Nah, man, I'm going full throttle on Remedy. So anyway, dropped out of sixth form, which was kind of a bit of a, like, to try and tell that to my mum was a bit like, oh shit, like, how do I say this, innit? So, eventually it got to the point where I had no choice. Because basically my mum was working a full-time job at the time. She wasn't here at home, so I'd obviously always be at home. I'd be doing all these orders all day. I'd be sewing all day. I'd be just building the brand, taking photos. I'd be literally running the brand from home. And then there was one time she came home. She was like, aren't you supposed to be in school? I was like, yeah, the lessons are cancelled. She was like, no, they're not. I was like, yeah, they are. She was like, don't lie to me. I was like, caught me out basically. And then I explained to her, I was like, look, I'm not really going back to school. She was like, why are you not going back to school? I was like, well, focusing on this, aren't I? She was like, oh, well, like, great. Like, yes, obviously you're doing very well, but like, why have you done that? And I was just like, well, listen, it's my main focus. The brand is getting out there. We're getting all these orders. We're having retailers getting in touch with us saying they want to like stock the stuff, and loads going on. So obviously she understood. Then I'll talk about it in a minute, but I was able to do something for her, which was just fucking like the best feeling ever. Dropped out of sixth form. I was working in Iceland still. Handed my notice in Iceland. Don't get me wrong, fucking loved the job. The experience I learned from that was class. Meeting people from all over, not all over the world, but like the culture that was in there. Like you'd meet people from all sorts of backgrounds and all that. It was dead interesting. People with a lot of money, people with no money, how people react with like how to interact with customers, and I thought it was quite cool. So yeah, doing that was cool, but obviously it come to the point where like the business was growing, and I remember I'd be doing these Aaron promos on a Sunday night, and I used to work I think it was like 6 till 10 in Iceland on a Sunday night, and I'd be upstairs in the toilet on my phone, like organising what Aaron will say on the post. So I'd say, oh, Aaron, can you post this 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, write this, blah, blah, blah. He'd be like, yeah, cool, I'm just going to change it a little bit, yeah, whatever. He'd do that. Then anyway, he'd press go on the post. I'd see all these notifications on my phone, like coming up, all these like boom, 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 boom. I'd be like, Jesus. I'd go back downstairs with my little Iceland coat on. I'd be like, I could feel my phone vibrating like mad in my pocket, like all these orders coming through, all these like follows, notifications, and I'd walk in with like a big smile on my face, just like, hi. And they'd be like, where have you been? I was went to the toilet, and they'd be like, you've been up the toilet 4 times, everything right? I'm like, shit, yeah, fine, I must have ate something, like, you know what I mean, like making up all these little lies. But it got to the point where obviously it was growing that much, it was that busy. Handed the notice in, and they were supportive, they were cool. They always knew I did it on the side. They always knew that Remedy was doing its thing, and they knew I wouldn't be there forever, do you know what I mean? And they were cool about it. They were like, yeah, go for it. They were like, you're gonna make it, you're gonna get your brand out there. And I was like, yeah, I am. Moved on from there. This is where now the period which I think back, yeah, I thought this was probably one of the coolest, like, I guess, moments of the whole business moments. So running the brand still, just finished sixth form, just finished Iceland, and just finished pretty much school, really. Obviously mum could see all the orders coming in, and basically, long story short, mum had a job, and she didn't want to do it anymore. She got to the point where she'd been doing the same job for a teacher for 30-some years. It's like a long time. And I said to her, I was like, look, business is booming. And Dad was saying to me, yeah, you can obviously see the business is booming for the kids, so why don't you go work for him? And I was like, I'd love you to work for me. So anyway, she, with no hesitation, was like, yeah, let's do it. I was like, get in. So anyway, mum hands in a notice after friggin' years of working there. Obviously for her, that's like a big thing to to quit your job and to come and work for me. Obviously, she thought, yeah, it's my kid. I'm going to support him. I'm going to help him on his journey. And yeah, she quit. I say quit, but she handed in a notice. So I guess you could say it quit. But yeah, she handed in a notice, and within 2 weeks, normally it's a month, but for some reason they said to her, oh yeah, because half term is the last 2 weeks of, I think it was October, then you can take them 2 weeks off your notice. So she only had to work the 2 weeks, and then she was in with us probably mid-October. And then obviously sick, got my mum involved now, got my mum involved in the brand, where I'm going. Fucking perfect, sick little team. Anyway, back to like the graft and that. I had Aaron again. We're still doing posts with him. We're still doing posts with any other like celebs that you can see on the screen. We're doing stuff with Jordan Davis, Sam Gowland, off Love Island, Scotty T, off Geordie Shore. We're doing it with all these influencers, and the business was still, we're doing really well. It got to a point, where Aaron's management was saying, right, he's doing all this stuff with Aaron. Do you not want to progress? Do you want to do something the next level? I was like, next level? Yeah. I mean, this whole year has been fucking crazy. I mean, I've quit my job. I've quit sixth form, and I've now been able to run my business and have my mum working for me. So I thought, come on then, bring it on. He said to me, right, let me get you a little package sorted. So the package he sold to me was to sponsor Aaron for his fights. So long story short, Aaron was obviously he's a reality star, but he wanted to go into the kickboxing, like MMA type thing. And he was like, look, we'll get you a big banner, says Remedy. We'll put your logo on his shorts. We'll do some more posts of you, wear his hats, and like we'll have the whole team wearing Remedy tops. And I was like, yeah, this is cool, but it come with a catch. He was like, oh, it's this much. I was like, how much? I was like, mate, that's crazy money. That's a lot of money. And he said, yeah, I know, but he said, listen, if you want, and the word stayed with me, is like, listen, if you want to progress your brand to the next level, this is what you got to do. And I'm thinking, I look back now and I think, Jesus, I must have been like fucking brave to do that, because it was a lot of money, man. Obviously we had it, but it meant spending a lot of money, which would leave us with pretty much nothing to then how can we buy new products and that. So it was kind of like a risk to be like, right, I'm going to buy do this promo, and then obviously build the money back up to buy more stuff. But it was a big risk. So anyway, what it was we were going to sponsor him for his fight, two fight deal, one in Newcastle and one in London. So the one in London came first, and it's me and Dom, big friend of mine. You've probably seen his face everywhere. He's done all the promo for us for years, and like working with him for ages. It's just been like that guy, yeah, man. The love for him is just fucking crazy. And he has like helped us with everything, and yeah, the guy, big respect to him. He came down with me, so I said to him, I was like, look, do you want to come down to London with me? I'm sponsoring this fight, come. And he's like, yeah, sick. So we went down. Bear in mind, I was 18 that year, 18, and I was like, I just looked very young for my age. And anyway, seeing all these, walking through the VIP entrance it was in the SSE Arena in Wembley. So it was a big deal. It had like a fucking red carpet there. There was, I can't remember who it was, but there was a guy, I want to say, I don't want to say the name in case I'm wrong, but there was like a Hollywood, like an actor there who was like, I can't remember who it was. If I think of it, I'll make a note of it. But whoever it was there. We had like fucking all the other reality stars there, like some rappers and that there, some musicians, and it was like mixing with them at the age of 18. I thought, wow, this is weird. This is nuts. I shouldn't be here, because a few months ago I was still stacking shelves in Iceland. This is like a big change to wearing a nice like suit to meeting all these people. It was crazy. Met all these cool people, and seeing Aaron wear the brand on the promo, it literally blew off. It was in obviously he won in like 20 seconds or something like that. You'll see the clip on the screen. He like blasted it in like literally 20 seconds to win. You can see the logo of us. You can see like everything. The Sun newspaper put it out. Daily Mail, It was all over his Instagram. It was everywhere because it was like his first win, and it was like in a knockout form. Obviously, the brand was out there. It was sick. A lot of people saw it. Blah blah blah. Did well, and then we progressed on to the other one. But like the thoughts of that was like, I've gone from traveling to school and back, and now I'm traveling to London. Now I'm mixing with these people. Then I'm going up to Newcastle to do the next fight, and I'm mixing with all these people, all these artists, all these celebs, and it's crazy. And obviously, I'm still a kid at the point. I'm 18 years of age, and I'm seeing all this. It's not a lifestyle, but this kind of, it's hard to explain. But I'm seeing all the, I guess, the glitz and the glam, the nice cars, the people with the big watches, the venues are like these. One of the venues was in it's like a Sky Bar in London. It was nuts. So seeing all that at 18, when majority of your friends are going to like the local pub and that, it was hard to kind of adapt to, because I'm not used to that. I wasn't used to that at all, and I just thought that whole year was mad. 2017 was absolutely crazy. Putting us out there. Oh, and as well, we went to we did a photo shoot in Hamburg. So we actually did a photo shoot in Hamburg as well, which was in between the period of doing that Aaron fight. And honestly, like, it was literally like my whole life had just changed from, still being in that whole school mantra mindset of like, you go to school to learn, to then breaking that cycle, to then go into like all over, like to Europe, to London, to Newcastle, to like these places. I even went to New York in for New Year's Eve, and just like stuff like that at the age of 18 was pretty intense. Like, it was mad to look back at, but it shaped the journey in terms of getting us to where we are. And if I look back, I'd say 2017 was so fun. The level of how we upgraded our brand was the images we got from our guy Dan, the guy Dan, again, absolute fucking legend. He was still working his job in where he was working in like a bank, and he was still working for us on the side, and he was doing all the photos for us, the videos for us, the content, and just fucking, he's still with us now, man. Absolute legend. He would take all the images for us. We went to Hamburg. The whole plan was to do a photo shoot there and to do a lookbook, and I set him the task of like, come on, right, let's do this, do that. He ended up coming with us, me, Dom, and another guy, Hammy. We went to Hamburg. So doing that was all kind of fun and games. We were like, right, we're in this country we've never been before with our mates, because like we're mates, innit? And like we're there for a holiday to like explore. We're there to actually like work, I guess, and to take photos. You can't really get any easier, can you, really, to like, especially when it's something you enjoy. We're there. We ended up obviously getting all the photos we needed, but it was a bit of a mad rush, because on the first night we got there, we actually went to this place called like the Reaper Barn. I think it's like where all the like the nightclubs are and that. I'd never really been to a nightclub and stuff like that, so I'd never really experienced the whole like out drinking and stuff. Anyway, we went there, stayed out till 6 o'clock in the morning. We'd actually had a call sheet which Dan had made for us to be shooting at. I think we were planning our first like location at 10 a.m. So obviously, Ben and we got into bed at 6 o'clock in the morning. None of us woke up till 3 o'clock the next afternoon. I got up. I was like, oh my, like shit, we should have been shooting. I walk into the boys' room. I'm like, what's going on? We're all laughing our heads off. I'm thinking, fuck, like shit, we've only got another day here, and we're planning on doing all this content. Luckily, we just like, we thought, right, we're not obviously going to get every single photo we need. Let's just get the best products we can, and let's just like not pretend this never happened, but just learn from it and laugh about it. And obviously we do now. We still talk about that, and we found it quite funny. But that was probably the first time I was able to kind of, like I mentioned earlier, it's been a lonely journey. So the only time I've been able to kind of meet cool people, new people, was, by involving others into the brand. So there's only so far you can actually get in business when you're doing it on your own. You could probably earn a good living doing it and like go cool places, but without other people, without people doing the back end stuff, the photos, the orders, the finance stuff, then you're never going to progress. And I thought, right, if I can hang around, if I can get these people involved in the brand who are very, very passionate about a brand, and they love it like it's theirs, even though it's not theirs. They love it like it's theirs, and they put everything into it. Surrounding yourself with people like that is top, and that was probably the first time I had people like them involved. And I made friends with them, and we're friends now, and it's the way I want to run the business. It's kind of we create a family. So the outside is not just everything you see of our brand, like our socials, our videos, pictures. You'll see it's a very social forward brand. We're creating a community, but what we also do in the back end, we also have a community as well, which is nice, and it's fun, and like the experiences we've all been on, like together, it's a family, man, and it's growing, and obviously the people we're working with and involving with is just growing, and it's fun, and 2017 was probably the year I learnt that. So yeah, after 2017 being kind of a crazy year, this just carried on through 2018. 2018 was just another year of more progression, I'd say, just more progression in terms of we didn't reinvent the wheel, we didn't do anything crazy for us. The only thing I would say which stuck out for me massively in 2018 was going from blanks, so going from buying blanks in, getting them printed. I probably have to put that closer. Going from getting stuff printed to actually manufacturing our own stuff. So having our own pattern of a t-shirt, a silhouette, having our own fit of joggers, hoodies, tees, shorts, doing all that. And that was a big thing for us, because when you run a brand, depending on what you sell, but for us, we got to a point where everything we did was literally just blanks. So there's only so many different times you can put a logo on a sleeve, on a hoodie, on a anything. But when you start, it's called cut and sew. For anyone who didn't know, when you start doing cut and sew or manufacturing your own stuff, the creativity you can get is endless. You can offer products which no one else can offer. You can offer colours you can't buy elsewhere, the fits, the styles, and just different stuff like logo placements, all that type of stuff. And we'd never done that before, and it got to a point where we were thinking, right, to progress us again, because like I always mention, I always wanted to progress Remedy to the next level, to keep progressing, and for us to do that, in my mind, was right, let's get our own stuff manufactured. Let's just test the water. We still had the blanks going. We thought, let's keep it going. Let's keep what works, because that's the thing. I didn't want to move the whole collection to getting made custom, just kind of like a few pieces, just to see how it went. So originally, actually, I didn't mention this before, but in 2017, I actually got scammed massively. So in the period of working in Iceland, and I think I'd left school at this point. So in the period of leaving school and working in Iceland, it was probably around April, May. And the supplier contacted me on Instagram, and he's like, yo, I want to make some clothes for you, blah, blah, blah. I can make this, that, and the other. And he'd show me all this, stupidly me, show me all these other brands he'd done work for, show me all these products he'd made, all this custom stuff. And I'd be thinking, oh, this guy is like going to change us. We're going to go from selling blank stuff to like a nice tracksuit with a panel down the sleeve. We're going to go to the next level. And obviously, me being me, I've always had kind of like a what if, like, I'm not really bothered. Not really bothered, I don't mean that, but kind of like, I guess what's the worst that's going to happen? Always been able to take a risk. I wasn't bothered. Anyway, so I'm thinking in my head, right, this guy can make these products for me, can make me these sick tracksuits, which I can't buy blank. They're like, the colours are sick, like a beige colour. The fit's nice. They're just next level. So he said to me, right, can you pay me via Western Union? And me being me, I'm thinking, right, okay, I've never heard of Western Union before. Obviously, I know what it is now, but what it actually is, it's kind of it's a platform where you can send money. You can send cash. I pay cash. You can pay cash to anyone in the world. They just need to give you your name and an address. So the restrictions on it back then were not very strict at all. You could send money to anyone in the world, anywhere in the world, and it was less. So say with a bank, they have more security checks, whereas Western Union is so lax, hence why he told me to go pay through them. Anyway, obviously I've paid in the money, been in touch with him for the whole process. This is probably like a month process of just saying like, right, I'm going to order this, that and the other. He'd send me photos, he'd say, oh, when he'd say when you build more your brand, you come out to Pakistan, come see the factory, come meet all the staff, like proper like suckered me in, and I thought, wow, this is great. Like my products are going to be made custom. I'm going to be able to go and travel the world to Pakistan. I'm going to see all this factory, like see the process. I thought, unbelievable, sick. Yeah, get me the order in. Anyway, I placed the order with him, and he's like, right, you need to go pay X amount, 1,000. Like we're talking the thousands now for this scam, and it was a fucking hell of a lot of money. I go into the basically there was a lot of it's always in like a pawn shop, in like a gold brokers. I can't remember what they're called. But anyway, you can send money through them to Western Union. So, I remember I left school, and yeah, I can't even actually remember the actual day of it happening. But whatever happened, I remember going into the shop, having him on the phone with me. I was like, hi, his name was Wakar. It probably wasn't even his real name. I was like, hi, Wakar, I'm in the shop now. What do I do? He's like, right, if you've withdrawn the cash. So first of all, I withdrawn the cash. So there was no history of it from the bank. So knowing that the bank had sent it to anywhere, plus I wasn't insured because you're not insured with cash. Obviously I didn't know this at the time. I thought, yeah, sick. Oh, you want cash? No problem. I'll get you cash. Get the cash. Give it to the lady at the till. While I'm still on the phone with him, she's like looking at me. She's like, to be like, you're paying this money. Like, what you? She asked me all these questions like, what you ordering? I was like, oh, I'm ordering clothes. Like I was getting a bit like rowdy. I was like, oh, sorry about this, mate. And I was just saying, yeah, I'm ordering clothes. And she was like, well, once this money gets sent, once I press the enter button on this keyboard now, there's no going back. Once this is gone, I was like, well, there's nothing for me to worry about. The guy's on the phone now. Do you want to speak to him? She was like, no, it's okay. But just letting you know, once the stuff's sent over, it's gone. Like, he's got that money then straight away. Because I think it's instant. I think it takes like minutes or whatever. I was like, yeah, send it. So anyway, she looked at me, and I remember her looking at me, and she had like this white blouse on, and she looked at me and she pressed send, and I went, thank you very much. She went, okay, here's your receipt. Boom, done. I rang him. Well, I was still on the phone with him, and I said, I've just paid that money for you now. Oh, brilliant, my friend. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, great. Looking forward to this partnership with you for many years. Blah, blah, blah. Right. I'm just going to go and collect the money now, and I'm going to let you know what when we're going to start production and all that. It won't be long. Obviously, filmed me with shit. He's like, right, it'll be 2 weeks. If anyone knows production, yeah, production is a lot longer than 2 weeks. Production's like 6 to 8 weeks in some cases, but me being me and me never understanding the whole production process, I never knew. It's like, yeah, cool, right, nice one. Speak to you later, mate. Looking forward to this. Can't wait to do business with you. Phone calls off. I'm like walking around. I'm thinking, yeah, like next level. Like we're getting our own custom stuff. Like blessed. Like this is sick. And then, like, long story short, it comes to the 2 week period. I'd still been talking to him in between. Like, he'd been sending me photos like, hi mate, we've just ordered the fabric for you. I was like, oh, sick. Like, he wouldn't even send me pictures of the actual fabric. It'd be like a screenshot of like an Excel spreadsheet saying like order of Remedy t-shirts and jackets ordered with a tick. It was literally basic. Anyone could have wrote that, so it was fake. And then randomly one morning, I went to message him just saying like, hi mate, what's going on with production? Like, is it getting shipped at the end of this week? And on WhatsApp, you know when you've been blocked because it just gives you one tick. So I was like, this is weird. Like, normally it's 2 ticks. I didn't think anything of it. I thought, what do you block me for? Like, there's a big business in Pakistan. They're not going to block me. Anyway, he blocked me. Because I tried ringing it and it literally just wouldn't ring. And I'd be thinking, oh my God. So I got my, I think I got Dom's phone. And I typed in this guy's number and messaged him. And it came up with 2 ticks. I was like, motherfucker, he's fucking scammed me. He's blocked me. I'm thinking, oh my God, I'll just give this guy X amount of thousand. Plus, I sound an idiot now because I've been telling people, oh, we're getting these new tracksuits in, blah, blah, blah. When in reality we weren't. And it's like, shit, that's a big, like, my heart just like sank. It was like, shit, I can't believe this has just fucking happened. He has then spoke to Dom and he said, Dom was saying like, yo, you've just scammed my mate. Like, what are you doing? He's like, I've never heard of your mate. Don't know who your mate is. Acting all dumb and that. And I was just like, wow. It was just a feeling of gutting. I was absolutely gutted. I've thought about having my own stuff made for years, for ages, wanted to do it for ages, and just it never. Yeah, just obviously getting scammed. It was just fucking devastating, and the fact that it happened like that, and he kind of got me. He like led me on, I guess, and said, "You're gonna get this product." He sold me like a dream, and obviously I fell for it. So, like, obviously my wits are about me now, which are like, I'm very, very, very. It's like the whole trust thing. I've got trust, but to trust people and trust suppliers and that, it's very rigorous process. If you want to be a supplier for me, it's a very rigorous process in terms of like where you're based, what you're doing, who's involved, this, that, and the other. What are the payment terms? What's this, that, and the other? Like, I've done my due diligence, and you'll only learn that through hard times. And I feel I was only able to learn that, like how I am now, through my past experiences. And I think I'm so fortunate. As mad as it sounds, I'm fortunate enough that happened when I was younger, when I was 18, and I know for a fact now that will never ever happen again. No supplier is going to do that to me. No one's going to do that to me. I'm not going to let it happen. So it was just taking them experiences and learning from the past. But with getting our own stuff made, eventually, obviously the dust settled on that. Never got the money back. Never got the products. Never actually saw the stuff. But randomly, this was in 2018, like a year later, I was just on my phone, and I get this WhatsApp come up from this random number, this random like Pakistan number, and it was a picture of my tracksuits. And I looked at my phone, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, this my tracksuits? Anyway, I tried ringing the number. This random guy answered, and I was like, hello, who's this? He's like, oh, it's I can't remember his name, some random guy, it's whoever. I was like, yeah, why are you sending me pictures of my tracksuits from Pakistan? Oh, because we've made them for you. We're ready to ship them. I was like, all right, I'm listening. And he said, yeah, but we DHL, they need another X amount of £1,000 to send it. I was like, right, okay, nice one. Fuck off. Phone down. I was like, they're just gonna scam me again, and it's just gonna be a repetitive cycle. They're gonna lead me on for these tracksuits, and I'm gonna have to keep paying money for these tracksuits which don't even exist. So, I mean, they do exist. They're out there, but it was just I had the piss taken out of me for like a year. I forgot about it because I dusted myself down. I was like, right, I'm not gonna let this happen again. Moved on to this new factory now. So we had a new factory which was in UK. So it was recommended to me by a friend of mine from ASOS. So he said to me, he's like, yo, this factory is in Leicester, go see them. You know me, I've got your back with them. They're not going to fuck you around how you got fucked around in the past. So I was like, yeah, sick. Got this guy, ASOS, very fucking high up. He's gonna back me. He knows that they don't fuck about. And I've got kind of my experience now, my wits about me. I know what to look out for and stuff like that. So go into this factory in Leicester. Bear in mind, I'm still like 18, like very like baby faced, like very young, like a little lad. Go into this like what would you even call it? This factory, and go in, meet the guy, very nice guy. He talked to me about this, and he said to me, right, we can do these products for you, custom, this, that, and the other, blah blah blah. He said, but payment is required. This, like going through all these payment terms, talked about invoicing, like how we spoke about in the past. Obviously, I know what it is now. And said, yeah, we're going to make the products for you. It'll be this quality. It's made in the UK. Show me around the factory. It's all ethical, sustainable. Everything's above board. There's no fucking like shit you don't need to know about. Everything, we're transparent. Like, boom. And I'm there, like, sick. So my stuff has gone from blanks to this new collection, this summer collection, which you'll see on the screen now. That was our first type of collection made from, made in the UK for one, and two, all custom. So the pattern was all ours. With the t-shirt fit, it was ours. Everything was just all ours, and it was like, wow, this is cool. Invited me down. He said, you can come down whenever. You can come in and you can see your stuff getting made. Very open and transparent. And I thought, wow, this is sick. This is cool. And it just, I think having our own stuff made was just the next level. Being able to see it all, getting it all made and then seeing it be the next level. Like, what we were doing was, it was just as simple. It was a black t-shirt, black twin set with the white panel down. Dead simple. We did it in 3 colours. Beige, black and khaki. All boom, all sold, lit. But the only issue we had, I was running this from my lounge. I was running Remedy from my lounge where there was, as you can imagine, a sofa, a TV, a little packing bench, a little rack, shelves. I've got a video actually on the screen. You'll see it now. And as you can see, it was literally like a living room. Obviously, we'd remove the sofa out for space, but that was literally where we were running Remedy from. So to get, I can't remember how many boxes it was, but it was over 50 boxes at least. I want to say it was 48 boxes, because I remember them reading the amount of boxes which are coming. Them boxes and them saying to me, right, the delivery's going to be on this date. I'm thinking, shit, I've got nowhere to fit these. What am I going to do? Like, how am I going to fit them? Obviously, we always make it happen. We always make it work. We always make it fit. But, like, I remember what it was they rang me, and it was like on a Friday, and they said, no, I think it was a Thursday night, and they said, oh, we've missed the delivery for tomorrow. They're not going to be with you now till Tuesday. The guy's got a broken down van, so he's not sure if he's going to get it fixed, and it might not be till a few days after. I was like, listen, I need my stuff. I need it right now. He's like, well, the only other option we've got is we won't charge you any delivery, but it comes with a but now, you'll need to collect it from us. I was like, fucking hell, how am I going to fit 50 boxes in my little Polo? I think in my car. How's that going to happen? It's not going to happen. So I'm ringing round now. I'm thinking, right, I need to hire a van now. I'm ringing up all these places. Yo, can I hire a van, please? Like, how old are you? I'm like, oh, I'm 18. They were like, phone down. I was like, shit. And I think I was 19 at the time, 19. But still, I think you have to be 21 to 25 to rent a van or whatever. It's like, for fuck's sake. Luckily, I spoke to my dad. I was like, Dad, I know you're busy as fucking work, but can you help me out for this one time? I need you to take me to Leicester, and I need to pick up some clothes there. My order. He'd obviously knew I talked about the order. He knows like about it. He was like, yeah, I'll take you. That's the good thing, mate. The fucking family, top. He's like, yeah, I'll take you down. So took me down. I think he was dead interested as well, because he could obviously see from an outsider's perspective how the business was growing, and he's seen it from, he's probably, him and my mum especially, have seen it from a position where nobody else will have ever seen it from the ground up, from the concept stage, from the idea, from seeing it grow, from being involved into the orders. And like, he's obviously been from an outsider's perspective and was probably interested and just wanted to help and see it. So he come with, took me down, he had a tour around the factory, and like, it's a very, very, very different industry to his. His is like a heating engineer business where there's like pipes and all shit like that. So for him to see the clothes getting made, he was gobsmacked. He was like, how efficient that they are in terms of making the products. There's like an assembly line. It's just dead interesting, and for him to see that was kind of cool, because that's like, yeah, I'm bringing him into my world, I guess. But like, you can see on the screen now, trying to get them in his van, like, there was literally no room. So we had this, I can't remember what van it was, but it was all shoved in the van, and I think there was literally at least another two to three loads left there. And I was like, I don't really think this one through. They were like, because you've come all the way down, so and so will bring them up for you tomorrow. And they did, to be fair. So the order was all there, but trying to store it, friggin' hell, I had like piles all up the wall of all these boxes, all with little holes in, ripped, and it said like a sticker of what product it was. So like, my mum, because she was working for me at the time, she still does, was do the orders. She'd look at this big ass like pile of boxes, and she'd be like, right, black twin set shorts, get a little step ladder, go to the top one, boom, get them, and a black twin set tee, boom, from the bottom. So like, that would be our process, and it'd be so messy, but like, they were the days where it was just literally just like, fuck it, like that's our process of doing it. And it's funny to look back at all the deliveries coming back to the house and stuff like that, and like, just getting the products out there. And I always think, if you've got a good product, it will sell itself, because a good product, people talk. If you have, like, for example, if you've got this hoodie now, you can't get this anywhere, obviously, other than us. And when people see that, they say, where'd you get a hoodie from? Oh, it's from Remedy. And they buy it, and the quality's fantastic, then they'll come back again, because they'll know the quality's there. So like, quality products has always been our thing. And then to eventually, with manufacturing in the UK, you're limited in terms of how far you can go with certain products, because either the cost is expensive, because you have to, obviously minimum wage in the UK is very expensive. There's a load of other factors as well. A lot of fabric is actually imported in, depending if you get it from the mill or not. So a lot of fabric, depending on what it is, comes in overseas anyway. Then it comes here, and then it's expensive, very expensive to make certain products. So I adapted again. I thought, right, well, where can I get a decent product from? Use the internet, did a bit of research, found the company in Turkey, and hit it straight off. Made us samples, the quality was fantastic. Made us jeans, like product categories which we've always had the idea in the back of our head. Oh, I'd love to do jeans. I always wanted to do, like, you'll notice on our website, you can't buy a whole outfit. The only thing you can't buy is trainers, but in the future eventually. But I always wanted to, you can go on our website and you know that you can buy a full outfit from us. You can buy your hoodie, your tees, your joggers, your pants, your trousers, everything from us, and you've got a full fit. And the product choice was just endless. Like, they were showing me all these products. We've done these, we can do this. I was like, fuck, like, yeah, bring it on, let's go. And same new order. Like, we pushed the boat out. I remember the collection, winter 18, hands down, was my favorite. Probably is to this day. Even though the products, like, again, times change, products adapt, people choices adapt. But looking back, that was my favorite collection. Just the fact that it was a whole collection. Every single piece was custom made. So every single piece involved in that collection was not something you could buy off a shelf and print. It was something that we designed. We'd spoke to the factory with. They'd ordered in the fabric for us. They'd cut the fabric for us, sewn our labels in, printed it, bagged it, done as these cool products. Like, we had a yellow and black hoodie, like a split hoodie, iconic. They literally just been able to adapt us to the next level, and being able to get them come in and see it. It was sick. It's a good feeling. And looking back, that was probably my favourite collection. One, in terms of piece, but two, in terms of, like, the creative element we got with it. We went to Snowdon, so we had a whole shoot up there. It was literally Snowdon. You can probably see it, like the lookbook. We had the model. The model came all the way from Exeter. Was it Exeter? Nah, Bournemouth. Come all the way up from Bournemouth, and obviously where we are, we're very north. We're north of Wales, so it's like 5 hours on a train. He came up, took him to Snowdon, shot all these products, and I just remember the whole feeling of, like, this is fucking sick. I'm in Snowdon, like, all this shit going on, and then we were shooting our brand, our products, class. But yeah, it was an exciting time, and it was literally just keeping the momentum. And obviously I had setbacks. I remember, whilst talking about that, I remember, like, see, this is the thing now, I don't need to go deep into being, transparent with you, but, like, the whole reason why I want to do this, and the whole reason why Remedy is where it is today, is because we're very hands up, honest, transparent. We did this, we do this, like, we're honest and open. And the same on my podcast. My whole podcast is based on having honest and open conversations about, what it's like being an entrepreneur, what's being like in business, and what happened basically. I was mentioning we're in Snowdon and all this, like, all this is going on behind us. I have a phone call from my accountants, and they say, "Can we speak to you? It's pretty urgent." And I'm like, I think this was on text. I was like, I'm on a shoot. Let me ring you later. And they were like, "Yeah, but we need to speak to you now." So, like, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, right, okay. This is the thing now. You just see, and all our audience just see the front end of the business. They just see the products, they see the socials. They don't know what goes on back end. And I feel like it's important to discuss this. And I feel, I remember they told me, they were like, "Can you ring us? This is quite important." I'm like, right, okay. So obviously they're all shooting. I'm like, 2 minutes. Go. I can't even remember where I go. I had to walk like down the road to get signal. So I got some signal, and they're like, basically, long story short, your old accountant has really messed up your books. I'm like, yeah, well, can't you sort it? And they were like, yeah, we can sort it, but it's like a mess. Like, HMRC are like, they're not fuming, but like they're really, like, worried about the fact that there's a lot of money here. Like, potentially you owe a lot of money, a lot of thousand in tax. And my heart, man, just dropped. I was thinking, I'm in Snowdon right now, and my product is getting shot on this model. Like, I've got, like, the BTS getting shot, I've got the main campaign getting shot. It's like, it's sick. And then when they tell me that, and I'm like, what? Because the accountant we had before, like, really fucking fucked us up. Hence why we moved to the best accountants. And when they were telling me that, they were saying, oh yeah, there's a lot of money here, it's a lot of money, blah blah blah, and I'm thinking, fucking hell, like this is pretty tight, this is tough. Obviously I've spent a lot of money on this new stock, a lot of money on custom made stock, which is getting made, we're shooting now for a big campaign, and obviously you're coming at me and saying that HMRC are after a lot of money, and it's like, fucking hell, like the moments like that, I look back and I think, Jesus, a lot of people would have fucking caved in at that, because like they're saying to me, yeah, it needs to be paid by X amount of date, and obviously they're saying to me, well, it's not us, we wouldn't, if you've got to pay it, you've got to pay it, there's no way around it. And I'm thinking, oh my God, like what am I going to do? Obviously there's always a solution, we always find a way, we always get around it, but moments like that where on the outside I might have this face of like, yeah, like, what's going on? I had to like be brave. I remember ending the call with them and thinking, right, I'll sort it. But then going back to the guys who were shooting the campaign, they're all like dead happy, and they're like, really happy with what's going on. And I'm there inside thinking, right, don't let this fuck your day up. Don't let this get to you. You don't want to bring the mood down of the shoot. You just want to be yourself, who you are. And I'm like trying to put it to the back of my mind, and little things like that. People don't understand that, yes, you might see Remedy doing this, doing that, putting ourselves out there, but a lot of stuff goes on back end, which the back end stuff can fuck the business up more than something on the front end. So back end stuff has to be done properly, otherwise it's like building a foundation. If you don't do the back end stuff properly, it's just going to crumble. And I feel as a person, I feel like I've been able to, over the last couple of years, adapt more and more as a person, and be able to learn about shit like that, like the hard times and the good times, and use it to just progress and learn as an individual. And I think it's been a challenge, and obviously I'm constantly learning. Shit gets thrown at you all the time, but that's part of the job, and it's something I look back at, like in general, anytime I've been thinking like that, and I feel, I'm glad it's happened, I'm glad this has happened, and I just feel ready for whatever. Every lesson I get, every hard time I get, I just think, right, I've had it this bad, I've had it bad before, I can get through this. So it's like, it's just constant. And it's same again for 2019. Anything that's happened in 2019 is just progression. Yeah, just the whole adaptation of growth and just progression. That's where I took it into 2019. So back in 2019, we had a series which we started originally back in 2018. Another good friend of mine, a friend of the business's, Danny Dixon, he's the same again. Everyone who's involved in a business with us, they give everything, and he's the guy who's give everything to the business in terms of ideas, inspiration, promotion. Just give us more than what we ever would have imagined. So he was involved in his story. We spoke about it on an episode called Find Your Remedy. So basically what the Find Your Remedy concept was we take our Remedy brand, what we mean and what we stand for, and we help others find what their remedy is, their passion, their meaning, what they want to do, what they love doing. And we use Danny as an example. He is a mixed martial artist, professional fighter. He's been through, his story is just fucking crazy, and like the stuff he's been through, dead inspiring. And we were able to sit down with him, have an interview with him, talk about his progression in his career, the hard times, the low times in his life, and just we used that, and we were able to help him showcase his remedy. That's where I originally started, but 2019 we did another one with, I mentioned him before, Dom, who's obviously been such a vital role in the remedy business. We did one of him. We actually did it in New York, which is fucking crazy. He was living out there he was actually living in Philadelphia at the time. So me and Dan, we went over to see him. We were like, well, let's do a Find Your Remedy video while we're in New York. And we'd planned it all out. And it was Dom talking about his remedy, what his meaning is, what remedy means to him, and how he believes in the brand, in the product, and what remedy actually means. It's not just a logo on a hoodie or a t-shirt. It's actually, there's a meaning behind it. And that's what I mean about showcasing the brand and doing different things. We're not just a clothing brand. We're actually an actual brand where the brand has a meaning. The brand is established and built on foundations of, this is what we stand for, this is what we're trying to showcase, and this is what we want to achieve. And people appreciate that. And I think going forward into 2021 and just carrying on doing what we're doing, going into 2021 and doing what we're doing, I want to do more of that. obviously COVID has restricted us in terms of being able to do content like that, but just give us our chance. We will eventually be able to do stuff like that. But yeah, 2019 it was sick. Did that in New York, so New York City. You see it all on the screen. You can see Dom when we were all in New York going there. That was sick. That was an adventure. It was like Hamburg, but we'd obviously learned from Hamburg not to drink the night before a big shoot. Obviously you learn these things. You're kids, man. At the end of the day, we're all like 18, 19 at the time, so you know what I mean. We're learning. So yeah, New York, that was class. That was like a real big like, wow, I'm actually here. Just looking around and appreciating like this brand I started as a kid, and now I'm in New York shooting photos, and that it's just like the little moments like that when you're on a shoot and you take a step back and you see what's happening. Like, this is all because of you. This is all because of your idea, and seeing it all is just freaking mind blowing, and it gives you a feeling of like, wow, I've created this and I've been able to do this, travel the world, work with cool people, and it's just fucking exciting. So yeah, Find Your Remedy was cool. Then we moved on to, after the Find Your Remedy project was released, we did our summer collection, and let me tell you, I was so disorganised for that collection. I was poor. It was really, really poor from me in terms of rushing last minute, different suppliers, messing around with suppliers, going to here and there. It wasn't, I look back at it now and I think, again, I always talk about it's important to learn why I did that. Basically what happened is I'd rushed in terms of, I left it very last minute in terms of organising, designing the summer collection. I kind of was at the back of my mind. I was so, the biggest project we launched was October 2018, and that was all our winter stuff, so all like the supply stuff, the Sherpa hoodies or stuff like that, which was selling out until probably like, I don't know, April time. We didn't do any of the didn't do any designs or anything for summer until February time. And obviously, as people know, might not know, but in our business, in my game, you have to be ordering or at least sampling at least 3 to 4 months ahead. So when I've released our winter collection, I'm already on our samples, close to not far off having an idea of what I'm going to order for summer, because all the seasons come round. And obviously, if you know us, what we did a lot last year was we did a lot of monthly drops, monthly stuff, weekly stuff. We brought a lot more stuff out, but part of the brand, we obviously want to have seasonal stuff like the hoodies and Sherpa stuff for the winter, nice lighter twin set stuff for the summer, and I left it well too late. So I was ringing around suppliers. Obviously, I had a network of them, a great network of them, and to learn how other suppliers work and speak to them. They were like, yeah, we're not going to be ready until, you're not going to be able to launch your summer collection until end of July. I was like, fuck, it's like summer's already over. Like, I need my stuff in it. So me being me, I found another guy. He was ready to do it. He was like, yeah, I can do it for you. I can do this for you, do that. Let me down again, pushed us back, and eventually, God save us, with Turkey, pulled it out the bag, managed to sort us out our summer collection, our supplier from a long time. Well, I say long time, but we'd only been working with them since mid 2018. So they pulled it out the bag for us. They didn't have to, but they could obviously see the potential in us, and little things like that I just appreciate with suppliers. I always say, if you look after your suppliers, they'll look after you. So, but with the products in my eyes, they weren't, at the time, they were fantastic. I was like, oh my God, this is fantastic. We've managed to pull it out the bag. Great. But in hindsight, looking back, I was actually disappointed in how I approached the whole collection in terms of how I went about it. I should have been a lot more disciplined with my stuff, with my time, set a date to order it by this, be more organised. And yeah, I just look back at it and I think that wasn't the Remedy, the brand that I want to be putting out there, type of product. The products are fucking fantastic, but I look back and I think could have been better, could have done it better, but everything's learning, everything's about momentum, and yeah, I learned from it. But now everything is so organised. But I look back at 2019 and I think, I have to have had lessons like that where, times where, the products weren't the best in terms of, I look back now and I feel like they could have been better. We could have marketed it better, but we were so rushed. We were so last minute. We didn't have time to properly plan it, and it's just all down to me. that's the thing, because I started to have a little team put together. It's none of their fault. It's my fault. I'm the one who should be running and steering the ship, and I didn't do that. So the only one who's responsible for that, I make out it's like really bad. It wasn't bad at all. It just could have been better. But the only person responsible is me. But yeah, 2019, it was just the same again. I feel like 2019, I started to put more of myself out there, show more of the BTS of the brand, rather than everything being so commercial, Remedy, photos, video, like product focused. I feel like I was able to show more of who we are as a brand, who we are, what we're trying to achieve. Because I think if you've got a brand and you're trying to take it to the next level, I think it's so important that you don't just show your products. Yeah, your products are great. Your products will sell, but I feel when you've got a brand which has meaning and value, people buy into that. And I feel that's what we're trying to do. And I feel 2019 was a good stepping stone for us. Obviously, we haven't even scratched the surface of what we want to get into and dive deep into and talk about. But yeah, it's an exciting time to plan. But yeah, 2020, so after 2019, head was absolutely blown. We're filming this now in 2021. Looking back at 2020, what the fuck was that year? That year was absolutely nuts. I can't even fathom how, mate, one, how quick it was. Two, what the fuck, COVID. Three, mate, it was just madness in terms of everything going on. So I'll try and run you through it briefly. Obviously, I don't want to go on too long, but I'll briefly run you through it. So January, we'd started off okay in terms of, we were more organised. So we'd already finished sampling. We finished? No, we'd already started the sampling. So we were hoping to finish sampling by early March to then do a release mid-end of May for some stuff. So we were more organised. I learned from 2019 my mistakes of sampling. So all the sample pieces were in production, all the twin sets we did. I can't remember what else we did. Like caps and stuff like that, they were all ready to go. We knew what we were going to release. February time, still on the sampling. March comes, end of March comes. It was like, right, boom, ready to place the order. Fucking COVID. So COVID, obviously, it just came out of nowhere. Blitzed us in terms of, like, people were just... the whole, like, world, man, just turned upside down. And the fact that, we had so many restrictions. We were, speaking to some of our suppliers, and they were saying, we can't supply you any more clothes because we can't get the staff in. We can't operate in a safe environment. We're going to have to close doors for now. And I'm thinking, oh, my God, how can I, one, order my summer stuff, two, carry on with, restocks, etc. If they're shut, what am I going to do? So it's a case of, like, thinking on your feet and adapting and just planning new things. So I started thinking, right, what can I do? So obviously the whole thing, we were going to order a load of jeans, denim jackets, and not a lot of nicer, more smarter stuff, shirts, etc. But with COVID, obviously people were stuck at home, especially in the UK. We were like told to just stay at home. You can't do this, you can't do that. You have to literally stay at home. So I'm like, right, fine. What type of products now? Adapting, right, what type of products are going to sell as a business? So I'm thinking, right, joggers, yeah, definitely with Blitz joggers. Fleeces, absolutely iconic. Fleeces, twin set tees and shorts, just a lot more loungewear type comfy stuff. And the products we were able to create with our suppliers, because obviously it's about adapting. Our suppliers were able to adapt, operate in a safe environment. They were able to carry on, and we were still able to carry on. We obviously saw a demand in obviously orders because obviously COVID, but we were able to just create products which we would wear anyway. So even I look back at it now and I think, obviously COVID is still happening with where we are now, but even the products we released last year, the loungewear stuff, that type of stuff will sell all year round anyway. Them type of products they don't need any, they're not specific. Like the twin sets we're going to be doing this year, which you will eventually see for this summer, perfect in terms of the colours we're going to be using, the fits, the Pantone. We just take what works and we just elaborate it, make it better. And I think with COVID and the whole like the product situation, it taught us that less is more. Less is really more, especially with our products. We've got a lot of products. I think last year we tested a lot of the more, I would probably say more urban route. So we were quite urban in terms of the like streetwear type stuff. We had the graphic tees, we had the nice cargo pants. We tested it and it worked. So our audience, obviously, we know you guys love the graphic tees and the cargos, and we learned from that, and we think, right, let's get the cargo pant and make it better. So we did last year. We did the original cargo pant, then we did the cargo pant V2, then we did a cargo pant in a lightweight nylon. Then we've just finished it actually. We finished it earlier this week, a cargo pant V3. So like we're constantly adapting, like taking what's better, listening to your feedback. You tell us what you like, what you don't like, what you want to, people were saying with the cargo pants they'd wear it and they'd feel a little bit too tight by the thighs. So we're like, right, okay, make it ever so slightly looser in the thighs. People would say, when you pull it from the bottom, they don't stack as well. So then we added a bit more fabric to make it stack better. So we're constantly learning. Another thing, the fabric. People, when we did the lightweight nylon pants, they were like, this is perfect timing. For summer, they loved how lightweight the pants were, but they said they were too thin. So we go back to the drawing board, we get the same fabric-ish, and we just make it thicker. We make it thicker and better. So it's about listening to what you guys say, and I think that's important with the community we're creating. We're able to just give feedback, and at the end of this video, you can give us feedback, tell us what you like, tell us what you want to see more of, and just help us adapt to that next level. But yeah, man, 2020 was just, I think about it now and it just blows my mind. We adapted, and I think that was the most important thing. We were able to take what was going on in the world, kind of brush it under the carpet, try and forget about COVID, we're in a pandemic, and just focus on still being able to bring out great products and still being able to safely work from our business and create content. Some of the content we've done, we did the majority of our content was shot on either iPhone, obviously on camera, or just shot in like a basic. There was no like studio because no studios were open. We weren't able to build on any of our own because we didn't have the space, because obviously the stock we needed to bring in was crazy. So a lot of it was outdoors. There was like a local car park to us in Mould, not far from where I used to go to school. The car park there, that was our base where we'd shoot, and we made it work, and it was just all about adapting. And I look back at it now and I think if we can adapt and we can get through that, get through anything, man. And I think we're not here to be around. We're not like a trend. Our Remedy's not a trend. You're not just going to wear us and like that's it. But we're going to grow. We're going to adapt. I feel like we're growing with our audience. Like I've been over the last couple of days while planning this video, I've been able to look back at like some of the products we first released, some of the just some of the stuff we were doing, and I feel it's matured. Obviously, I've got older. As I've got older, my tastes have changed in fashion. I feel it's important to not only grow as a person, but I feel like I've been able to grow the brand and grow with the customer, grow with you guys, and like I read some of the comments I have and some of the messages, and people have been here from the beginning, and it's mad to see. More and more new people are joining the brand each day, and it's exciting, and what a time to be able for us to showcase our brand. And I appreciate everyone allowing me, over the last fucking 8 years to like give my life to it all, and it's mad, and I appreciate it a lot. And I feel the hard times I've had, fucking shit times, but the good times that will come with it. There's a good time every day. I wake up every single day and I get to create products for you guys, and I get to create products that help not only make you look good, but you feel good. I'm wearing this hoodie now and I feel wicked because 1, it's limited edition. 2, you can't get this from anywhere else. You can only buy this from us. And 3, it looks good. It looks good on you, and it adds to it. And it's not just a logo, a hoodie with a logo on. It's got a meaning, and yeah, I just appreciate it, and I feel thankful that I've been able to showcase that. And I feel we're still very early doors in terms of what we're able to showcase and what we're showcasing, but I think over the next friggin' even this year, what we've got planned and what we're thinking, what the ideas, we're constantly talking all between us, and where we're wanting to take the brand, it's just next level. And I think 2020 taught me that massively, to reflect and appreciate that 2020 for a lot of people was the worst year of their lives, and for us it was a year of work, slogged every single day, regardless of anything. We worked. We didn't let any, obviously, yeah, COVID did get in the way of a lot of things. Planned to go away for photo shoots, factory visits, models couldn't get here, blah, 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 a lot of stuff. But we adapted, and I think that was so important of us. And I just look back at 2020, and I feel that was, again, another, every year has been important, but I feel 2020 was important in realising, in one, products, what type of products work, what products don't work, and two, just like what we want to showcase and how we can do that. And yeah, I look back at 2020, I think I would say it was a great year. Obviously with the whole pandemic, we wanted to, at first, I think this was like probably about a year ago around this time, start giving back. So when at first all the food shortages started happening, people weren't able to get the essentials. We took our brand, our perceived brand as like a streetwear brand. We were like, nah, fuck that. We're going to use our platform to give back. So we went round to me and Danny again. If you've ever noticed, I involve people in the brand who they're not just getting paid to because they're not like models or anything like that. They do it out of love. They do it out of friendship. They don't take any money or anything. They do it because they want to progress the brand. So me and him went around all the local shops around the area, started looking around for like all these essentials. We must have drove like easy 100 and something miles around the whole area trying to find stuff. Anyway, we got these bags. So we got these little tote bags with our logo on, all is filled with essentials. What was it, like milk was in high demand, toilet paper was in high demand, nappies, food, like tins, all that stuff. So we got all that, put it in bags, advertised it on our page, and just said, yo, can you guys let us know where we can drop these bags off or post these bags to? And it just went mad. People were saying, here, this hospice, this guy, my neighbour, I know a guy who's struggling for this, that and the other. And it was like, oh my God, like this is what I say, like our brand, I don't need to create, I can just create a product and just be like, this is what we're selling, blah, blah, blah. But I want to use the platform we're building, create the community we're building, and just create, I don't know what the word is, but a more meaningful brand, really, essentially, at the end of the day, where we offer products as well, sick products. That's always going to be our main core focus, is the products, but the brand that comes with it. And I feel that's so important. I feel that it's appreciated by you guys. So I'm just looking forward to 2021, progressing, just taking us again to that next level of, right, what fundamentals worked, boom, this is what worked, what didn't work, boom, and like just planning. And I feel, me as a person, planning has been so important for me, especially this year. Like, if you knew me, like I say, in 2019, I wasn't organised at all. I pretty much fucked up our whole summer collection by ordering it too late. So I needed to order it. Well, now I've already ordered it. It's all done. It's in production and all that. And just progressing. And I think, I've got the best people around me for 2021. And it's looking good. So, wrapping up now, I know it's probably been a lot longer than we planned. We planned to literally just go through like a few little moments over the 8 years, but it's ended up being like a fucking, we were talking about it before and saying, you can actually, from this whole podcast, you can actually probably get the train to London and listen to it all and probably have like a fucking 10 minutes extra, or you can get a fucking plane from Manchester Airport all the way to Barcelona by listening to this. But imagine trying to condense 8 years into just under 2 hours. It's obviously hard because so much has happened and so much exciting things has happened and so many ups, downs, lows, just honestly so much stuff. And I feel it's made me as a person, and I feel it was important for me to come on here to talk and discuss and just show what I am. You will just see Remedy. You'll just see these 4 letters and that's it. That's the brand to you. But you've got to remember, the brand is actually run by people. It's run by me, the great people around me, and it's more than just a brand. It's been my life for the last 8 years. So I'm going to wrap it up there. But again, I say this all the time, I'm very, very grateful for anyone who's ever bought anything from us, liked anything from us, or just even just genuinely shown an interest in the brand on a personal level. I know not all of our products are going to be for everyone, and that's fine. We don't make products for everyone. We make products for our audience who appreciate clothing and obviously believe in the brand. But yeah, just mate, thank you for obviously being with us, and yeah, I hope I haven't rambled on too much. But if you've enjoyed this, obviously let us know in the comments below. Just tell us your feedback. I'd love to know if anyone's listened all the way through. tell me when you first found or first heard of Remedy. It'd be dead interesting to hear like how long some of you guys have been here for, because like I say, I was reading the comments on our giveaway. Oh, that reminds me, on our giveaway, which ends 14th of March. So if you haven't entered that already, go check that out. Reading some of the comments, and it was saying like some people were saying I've been here since 2015, blah blah blah, with Dom Hadley and that, and it's like, oh my god, like some of you guys have been around for years and you've been on the journey and you've seen the progression. So very grateful for that, and yeah, just let us know. But if you've liked it and you want to see any more longer form type content, obviously probably not as long as this, because this is fucking long-winded, but I feel good I'm able to talk about this whole, like, a lot of stuff. Obviously there's a lot of stuff which I haven't talked about, because like I say, 8 years in 2 and a bit hours is just impossible. But yeah, if you've enjoyed it and you want to see more of this, just let me know. And on that note, again, thank you very much, and I will see you soon.